So now that we have the zombie attack and we're performing a sweep visually how we want to go ahead and set up the health for the actual player pawn. That way we can go through and, have the player pawn actually take damage. So to begin, let's go to our SKG zombies main module, go to gas and go to attributes, and we have our player attribute set. So I'm just going to throw everything in here pretty much. So we're going to go ahead and copy, paste, rename points to health, and change it to on rep health, like so. Okay, let's create the definition for on rep health and gameplay attribute rep notify. We're going to use health, so just copy and paste basically, and then set up the actual do rep lifetime with params for health. And now essentially, we have health. Now we do want a way to initialize this, so we'll deal with that in the future. But for now, let's go ahead and close out of our attribute set. And we pretty much want some way to be able to receive that, a specific pawn has been hit. So if we look at our abilities, we have event listeners, which right now is just listening for the wall weapon, purchased and the ammo purchased, that kind of stuff. We can also listen for take damage. So let's go ahead and just set that up. So we can copy this whole U property setup, make a new one, and call it on take damage. And this will be the on take. Let's see, what would be a good name? Sorry, on take damage gameplay event. Then we'll have on take damage as a actual function. That is in the wrong spot. Let's move it down to the bottom. So in our activate ability, we want to go ahead and set this up. So let's just go ahead and duplicate and replace with on take damage event and the function with on take damage. So now we just want the tag. So let's make a new gameplay event tag, which will be gameplay event underscore, let's just call it take damage, because this can be pretty generic as to what is taking damage. So let's go to the header and set up take damage, just like we've done a million times. I'm not going to keep, repeating the same stuff I have already done. Okay, so we have our take damage gameplay event, and whenever we receive it, we can fire off here. So let's do a UE log temp, warning, text. Let's do on take damage %s to print out the actor and amount %f. So get avatar actor from actor info, get name, and we also want the payload dot event magnitude. So we're printing out the name of the person who was hit and the amount of damage we want to deal. So in our zombie attack, we need to actually perform a proper sweep. So we can do a get world. Let's do a search for sweep multi by channel. So we need an array of hit results. So we want a T array of F hit result. Let's just do hit results. And then we want the start, so location, and the end. So start and end. Then we have the rotation, which will be a normal F quat. Actually, there should be something like, we can use identity, which I think makes it like a normal. It doesn't really matter. So F quat, then the trace channel, which we can do ECC underscore visibility for now. We'll have to likely set this up at some point. Collision shape, so F collision shape. We can make a sphere, and we want the radius to be the attack radius, then the F collision query params. So let's make a new one of those. So F collision query params. Let's call it, we'll just do query params. So query params dot add ignored actor, and we want to ignore basically ourselves. So get avatar actor from actor info, and that'll be the last parameter. So does this return anything? Returns a bool if any of the out hits contain a blocking hit, so we don't really care about that per se. So next up, we want to go ahead and iterate over the hit results. So let's do a F, or let's just do a F hit result, do by reference, hit result, and iterate over the hit results. And that way we can get the actor. So in our case, we want to send a gameplay event to any actor that has an ability system component. So if, which means they implement that interface. So if the I ability system component, or sorry, not ability system component, ability system interface equals cast to I ability system interface from hit result.get actor, we know that whatever the zombie hit implements the interface, which in our case will just be the zombies and players. So make sure we are including the ability system interface. So in that case, even if we are hitting a zombie with another zombie, we don't really care because they are not listening for that event, and it's very unlikely that we're going to have, a bunch of zombies that we're hitting that are all going to be taking in the same, event. It just doesn't matter, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So if this is the case, we want to send a gameplay event to, the hit results actor. So U ability system blueprint library. Let's include that. So ability system blueprint library.h. We want to call send gameplay event to actor. So we're going to pass in the hit result dot get actor. Then we want the event tag, which is tag underscore gameplay event dot take damage, and then the payload. So we want a payload. So let's do F gameplay event. What was it called? So it's a F gameplay event data. So we'll set the payload, and let's just do the magnitude at 50 and pass that in. And while we are at it, do I have another payload? Oh, yeah, I do. So let's call this one the attack payload instead. So let's also, just because, let's go ahead and set the instigator to equal the get avatar actor from actor info, just in case for whatever reason we actually need access to the zombie that did the damage. So now we should be good to go. So what we can do is recompile and relaunch, and in theory, we should, when the zombie attacks, perform our sweep and print out the corresponding damage that is being dealt to ourselves. Okay, back inside of the editor, we should be pretty much good to go to just give it a try. So let's press play, wait for a zombie to hit us. And we got our attack player. However, we are not seeming to receive the event. So let's try to find out why. Okay, so we go back to our event listeners. Let's make sure we are listening to the right event. So gameplay event underscore take damage, and sending the event gameplay event underscore take damage. That's fine. Now let's go ahead and make sure we are actually getting access to the actors we think we are. So UE log temp, warning, text, hit actor. Let's do hit result dot get actor, get name. So that's kind of the only thing I can think of is we are not actually hitting ourselves. So we might be just entirely blocking or ignoring the visibility channel entirely to where we need to actually set it. Let's try it again. And nothing is happening. So it seems like it is a collision issue. So let's go to our player pawn and start with the capsule. So the capsule by default ignores visibility, and let's check the mesh, which also ignores visibility. So we want to set up basically a new trace channel that we can use. So in the case of the zombie, I would more so rather them just hit the capsule rather than the mesh. That might, overall just be kind of easier, I think. So we can go ahead and get that set up. Let's go to our project settings, collision, and make a new trace channel called zombie attack. And by default, we just want it to ignore stuff. So ignore everything. And then in our pawn, we want it to be set to block. So our pawn, basically our capsule component, is just going to block the actual, the actual trace channel here. So what we want to do now, let's just make sure that is good to go. What we want to do is go ahead and add the trace channel right here as a property. So we have our attack montages. Let's go ahead and do a t enum as byte. We want a e collision channel, and this to be the attack trace channel. And by default, we'll make it ECC underscore visibility. So let's swap this out with the attack trace channel, close down the editor, recompile, relaunch, and then we can just go ahead and set the value inside of the GA underscore zombie attack. And I think we should be pretty much good to go. Because at that point, we are also not going to be colliding with anything other than, our own player pawns. So that is also another, slight benefit from doing this. So once we are back in the editor, let's go to our zombie attack ability, attack trace channel, set it to zombie attack. Now let's give this another try. So we perform the attack and we have received it. So on take damage, BP player pawn with the amount of 50. So that's good there. And we can also actually see our health, granted it's at 0 by default, is added to us. So we have our, our attributes set up and pretty much everything, kind of ready to go. But we want to initialize our health to something other than 0. So let's go to our player state. And here we have our starting effects, which, GE underscore init player stats. Let's go to that gameplay effect. And in here, we are setting our default for points. Let's also set our defaults for our health. So player attribute set.health. We'll just do override and set it to 100. So now we should start with our health at 100. So that way when we take damage, get hit, goes down to 50, so on and so forth. And we'll be pretty much good to go. So not sure why it's also printing out the attack player twice, but I'll deal with that later. Anyways, that is pretty much it. So now that we have everything set up, we can go ahead and work on the actual damage part. So, we have modify zombie health. We're just going to have a simple modify player health and apply damage that way. So with that said, I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.